for 90 south. Overnight lows will drop down into the low 70s overnight, and then a chance of some showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for wine, specialty beers, and liquor, located at 12100 Highway 71 South in Fort Smith.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Summer heat is on, but that means fall is not far away. Bow hunters, get into Gelco and check out the new bows, sights, arrows, and releases. Pick up a new back target and get ready for opening day. Saddle equipment and stands are now in stock. The summer sale is still underway with buy one, get one 50% off on select clothing. See the new shipment of local boy and girls clothing that's just arrived. Shop local, shop Gelco Outdoors. Work, fish, hunt, that's what we do. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 15 days. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Do I smell biscuits baking?
Would you like to see them?
You bake these up fresh every morning?
Fresh every morning.
Homemade biscuits. Sure does beat what I've been having.
What would you like? Country ham, sausage, chopped beef steak?
Give me a steak now and wrap me up with sausage.
Okay, 2 hot breakfast biscuits. Juice and coffee. Anything else?
One thing. Marry me?
Hardee's, best eating in town, up and down all around.
One but 2 quarter-pound beef patties. 3 slices of melted cheese. 8 strips of crispy bacon. They say the world is getting smaller, but what's really happened is that the burger has gotten bigger. Introducing the Monster Burger, only from Hardee's.
Live from the Bud Light Studios, produced by Christian Johnston,
with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
And we welcome you into a Football Fridays. We're, as you could have probably guessed, live at Hardee's this morning, 1820 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. 2+ decades of the annual football trip of a lifetime. We did Vegas last year.
Yeah.
We're back in Sin City, Tommy.
Yeah, it works well. We're doing it again, and people show we have had a record number of qualifiers this year for the football trip of a lifetime, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun tomorrow when we give away this trip here. And I tell you what's a ton of fun is looking outside, and I see a cloudy sky. There's this mysterious liquid substance that was on my car this morning when I went outside, that there was beads of it. I tell you, that's what I'm as excited about that as anything. We finally got a spit of rain.
Big C, did you see the rain this morning? I looked outside. It wasn't raining when I drove in this morning, but it was working. It was great. Like Tommy said, just wake up.
Wet pavement, and it's not from the expensive irrigation system. I absolutely love it. So that is a great way to start here on a Football Friday. We are 2 weeks from tomorrow in kicking off Razorback football, and looking forward to that. We even got some news coming up on the next on the schedule a year. From this coming weekend. Hey, we're brought to you by the Pradco store inside Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. You can customize any lure for the weekend ahead, or maybe to give away as corporate gifts, holiday gifts, family gifts, birthday, anniversary. You can put your picture on it. You can put your name on it. There's so many things you can do with these with this customization process that's available only at the Bass Pro Shops Outpost in Fort Smith. It's the only store in the world like it. You'll find it at Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. Customize your lure, just a $3 upcharge right now at Bass Pro Shops.
So you think about, like you said, the most entries we've ever had, 41. Most qualifiers at 31. Hackett is joining the high school competition this year. You got 5 other Arkansas schools as well. Tomorrow will be not only the high school competition, but also the big contest. 1:45, the high schools are going to do it, and then a little after 2 o'clock, we'll have the official contest. There was a guy I wasn't here for, it's Coldner Christian, that did it in 30 seconds. We're going to have a lot of new competitors this year. A lot of new faces, kind of like the Arkansas football team. A lot of new faces for this contest.
We had some people come in from the portal to eat burgers this year, so it's going to be the real deal here tomorrow. So it's going to be fun, even if you're just curious about it, want to know more. Just come on out, have lunch, have a burger. Really, just kind of enjoy. It's always a lot of fun. The high school kids will compete around 1:45. We'll do the main contest at 2. You can get here around 1:15, 1:30. Get a good vantage point. It's always a lot of fun just to watch.
Yes, it is. All right, Gibby set up the show this morning. Heard from the tight ends yesterday. We'll have a chance. Morgan Turner, who's the tight ends coach, going to hear from all those guys coming up. Tell you what's been going on at practice. They're off today. Nice to have a Friday off, so they're off today. We'll get to our Fence Man Friday pick.
If I'm practicing football in the mornings, I don't want today off. I wanted yesterday off.
Yesterday off, yeah.
It's so nice compared to what it's been. If you work outside, probably today would have been one of them days you'd like to trade in. Hey, I'll work today to get one of them hot days off.
Yeah, give me Monday off. I'll work Friday.
I'll work today.
Darius Acuff, there was a film of him talking about Coach Cal that I want to get into. Mike Washington had another big run last night. You mentioned the schedule kind of update that we have for Arkansas football this next season. Hunter Yurchek is going to be attending the Hogs Illustrated Sports Club, which we can discuss. And then Greg Sankey is trying to prevent R.J. Lewis from playing on Will Wade's squad this upcoming year. So a lot to get to this morning. It's not often you find the SEC commissioner sending something to a judge in Baton Rouge, but that's apparently what's happening right now.
Not the first time he's made his point known through illegal filing. We've seen that a couple times over the last few years. Come by and see us at Hardee's. $1.49 sausage biscuits. That's good at both Fort Smith area Hardee's locations in Sallisaw, Oklahoma. $1.49, get all you want. There's no limit. You can go through the drive-thru and get them. You can come in, say hello inside the Phoenix Avenue location, and take those back to the office and be the office hero, if you will, by getting those $1.49 sausage biscuits. That's good till 11 o'clock this morning.
Now, unfortunately, you still haven't seen Porky's, right?
Oh,
Okay, because I've talked about it on the show, and you haven't seen it. So
I've seen Roadhouse. I have. No, I've seen bits. I've seen Porky's.
Okay.
I haven't seen them all.
All right. Well, do you know Matt Adcock, one of the tight ends' nicknames for Arkansas?
I guess you're going to have to tell me.
It's Meat.
My name is Mindy. Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
Why do they call you Meat?
So I'm taking a visit at Memphis. Coach Cramsey comes up to me. First time I've ever seen him, and he's like, I got to find a nickname for you. And I'm like, sounds good. I'm on a recruiting visit. I don't really know him personally yet. And he just like, by the end of the visit, I was there all afternoon. He's like, Meat. It kind of was weird. And then it kind of took over last year and everybody called me that. And then he still calls me that and the whole team does now. So
I just like to constantly moisturize my meat.
This is the opening drive.
Oh, good camp ball clip from there. Good job, Big C. So just like the character in Porky's back in the day, Meat. Apparently, Matt Adcock's nickname is Meat as well, which he shared with and Tom was messing with him about that yesterday, our friend Tom Murphy.
So when I was a kid, that movie was a little bit taboo at
a little risque
at our church and in the Christian school I went to. So my mom and dad had rented that secret. It's kind of like you go through the drive-through as a Baptist at the liquor store. Well, they had rented that video. And we were threatened with beatings and sworn to secrecy that my parents had watched. Of course, we weren't allowed to watch it, but we were sworn to secrecy that they had partaken in that movie. So that might be the story you were remembering. So for years that was off limits. So good nickname for him, I guess.
Yep.
So.
And so you kind of wonder about the tight ends group with Maddox Lassiter going out as the best blocking tight end. Jaden Platt's going to start. Then he's going to be backed up by both Adcock and Ty Lockwood, the kid from Boston College who started his career at Alabama. So it's just interesting to get their perspective yesterday. I mean, Arkansas has had some really good tight ends. We heard Coach Nutt talk about Jody Davenport. Obviously got 2 Mackey Award winners in the last decade plus, and Hunter Henry and DJ Williams. Chris Gregg Ben Cleveland, who had a really good season at Arkansas, a really good couple seasons at Arkansas, and it just hasn't necessarily been that strength that it used to be here in Fayetteville. And I don't know if it's going to be this year, but you'd like to get back to that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I hear you. And
with a guy like
did
me,
you say Joe Dean Davenport a minute ago? 'Cause we were talking about Joe Dean with Houston Nutt earlier. I mean, that's did you say that? I was thinking through my head of all the list, but Joe Dean, I'll never forget that play where he does the deal where he falls down on purpose, and the linebacker leaves him, and they think he's out of the play, and it was all a rouge. And he gets back up as a red zone play, gets up, goes the opposite way to the corner of the end zone, catches a throwback.
South Carolina, maybe?
I don't remember, but it was obviously 30 years, close to 30 years ago when it happened. So, Springdale kid.
We need to bring that play back out this year.
Yeah, it was a great, I would call it a trick play.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of stumbled out of the gate, fell down, looked about as athletic as one of us.
As athletic as one of them.
Gets up and catches one of the end zone.
Well, they did that. They did that thing. I remember Alabama quarterback. Ty, whatever his name was, kid last year that acted like he. Yeah, thank you, Big C. Ty Simpson acted like he fumbled the football in the backfield, and Brandon Allen ran a similar play. Unfortunately, it resulted in an interception. Simpson threw a touchdown in that play. So sometimes, again, just acting like something's going wrong on offense, people are just like, we don't have to worry about that guy. And then, sure enough, it results in a touchdown.
People have thought that's normal around here for a while when things go wrong. So it's not hard. It's not a hard sell here lately.
I'll never we were talking about Kendall Briles earlier this week and some of the trick plays he tried to run in the midst of, like, having successful drives and having a good offense that was working, just kind of simple ground and pound. But the biggest trick play that floundered was not under him. It was during the Chad Morris years where they tried that fake punt. Was it against Auburn that they tried to throw it across the line of scrimmage? And is that right, Big C? One of the defensive backs or linebackers caught it,
toss,
and then he took it the other way. You motioned
almost like he had a bet on the game.
Yeah, you motioned the gunner from out wide to come inside, and the kicker or the punter overshot him, threw it right to an Alabama linebacker an Auburn linebacker, and he took it the other way.
Yeah.
But those trick plays, if they work, great. If not, they're just they make you look like a fool, and they've made fools of us, unfortunately, more often than not in recent years.
So, does Cramsey, with Lassiter's injury and these things you're talking about at tight end, do you view the role of the tight end any different now than you did at the start of camp?
Yeah, because if they have another injury there, it's already slim now. I say slim. It's slimmer now. I got asked the other day. It's like, all right, what position group can you afford to lose someone? And it's like tight end. You already lost someone. You lost your best blocking tight end. And I know that, like, Jaden Platt had a play or two last year. It was like, man, there's something. There's a reason this kid was at A&M and then came to Arkansas, made some plays. Lockwood evidently has made some plays in fall camp that they're excited about. But until you actually see it against an SEC opponent, you're kind of just wondering what that looks like. Same with the wide receiver. I know C.J. Brown's back for another year, but you just don't know what your skill positions are at the tight end room and wide receiver. We can talk about, this kid had a great high school days at Bentonville or Warren or whatever. But it's another thing to do it against a cornerback in the 5A. It's another, and then you got to do it in the SEC.
Right.
You pointed to using Sutton as much as possible out of the backfield because he's a known commodity, and you feel like you're going to know what you get from him when it comes to just little swing passes and screen passes and whatnot. So I would like to.
You just want to get his speed isolated out in the open field and see if he can. You don't have to get me 60, but can you get me 16?
They were yesterday. Mentioned they had practice off today. They were doing this water bottle drill. Christian, I don't know if you saw pictures, but they were just, like, spraying the ball as it was being thrown, and, like, when it was and then spraying the guys as they were trying to catch it too. Apparently the tight ends didn't drop anything. That's what they told the media yesterday. But they're, again, emphasizing the ball security even in not the most pristine conditions, which
they
again,
focused on it. I hope all this coaching and talking and drills and all this stuff results in fewer turnovers. That's all. I don't think you're going to be able to look back and say, well, they didn't make a big enough deal out of it, or they didn't coach it, or they didn't. Let's all remember all these things we've been talking about in July and August, particularly August, what they've done in camp, the things they talked about at media days, the emphasis they put on it. If they turn the ball over too much, it's not because the coaches didn't coach.
Well, I go back and every interview that I've listened to Ryan Silverfield, whether it was Jim Rome earlier this week, on these airwaves, SEC Media Days, he continues to say we're going to be the best at the controllables, like you're talking about. And it kind of reminded me of that clip from Miracle where Herb Brooks is like, he says something to the extent of, gentlemen, we may not be the best team, but we will be the most conditioned.
Yeah.
Like that was what he said. And Arkansas is not going to be the best football team, but at least the idea remains of, hey, we're at least going to hammer these guys on the idea of we're going to be a low turnover football team. And like you said, we'll see if it actually pans out.
All right, that's the opening drive. It's brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. At the end of a long day, how you spend your time matters. Whether you're out on the water or on the trails or just relaxing on your own land, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas is here to help you get there. Visit myaglender.com or stop by any one of their 25 locations today and see how Farm Credit can help make the most of your free time off.
All right, Brandon, Brandon with the Fenceman's here, have you seen Porky's as well?
No.
No, you haven't. Okay. It's a good movie to watch at some point. I'm not going to say
what
it's
year was that, 80, 81?
I think it was early 80s. I think 80, 81 sounds right.
I think it was done. It was at least shot before Caddyshack. There, some of those same people that were involved in making that movie. I think I'm right on that. So
this might be one you don't necessarily watch with the wife. This might be one that just you and your buddies, just based on the comedy and the sense of humor and some of it. But it is a good movie, and I would recommend. Second, third.
So you've seen Porky's, but you hadn't seen Top Gun.
No, I've seen Top Gun.
But you hadn't seen Top Gun for a long time, right?
No.
Was it you? Who was it? I thought it was you that hadn't seen.
I haven't seen Forrest Gump.
Oh my God, that's
never
it.
seen that?
No, I haven't seen Forrest Gump. I saw Top Gun a long time ago.
Right.
Forrest Gump's the one I haven't seen. So, but it's
almost as egregious.
In some people's minds, it might even be more egregious when it comes to not seeing that. Yeah. All right, we've got football to discuss. Really like what I've seen from Mike Washington thus far. He continues to perform.
He's big, he's got speed, and he's down inside the 25. And a touchdown-saving tackle made by Jalen Smith, but a big run by Washington of 33 yards.
Well, that's an excellent job by Washington. It looks like this is going to be stopped for really no gain, and yet he just finds a little bit of daylight. He shows his ability to break tackles. Last week, he had a 53-yard run. So here he is on the opening possession, has another big run to set up the Las Vegas Raiders.
Our football trip of a lifetime, obviously, you're going to see Mike Washington, former Ridgeback, had over 1,000 yards for the Hogs last season. Fernando Mendoza, Ashton Genty, and, of course, on the other side, you'll see Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. That game is like it's always a good game because it's a rivalry game, but it might even be better now that you got some young pieces that people really enjoy. Because the Raiders have been bad for a while, but I think that's going to be fun. And I think we might have to include some of these during our Fence Man Friday picks this fall.
It's pure hate, that's for sure. They don't like each other. Everyone that AFC West, particularly the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chiefs. There's plenty of hatred to go around between the three of those.
Well, that was last night, and now we got some games to pick, not only tonight but the rest of the week. Let's get into our Fence Man Friday picks.
Fenceman Friday Picks. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
All right, let's start with the Jets first, traveling to Steel City, take on Pittsburgh. Brandon, who do we like between the Steelers and the Jets?
Oh, let's go Steelers on this one.
Steelers on this one?
Where did you say that was at?
Pittsburgh.
I will take the Steelers.
I'll take the visiting Jets in this one. Eagles against the Patriots in Gillette, Foxborough. Tommy, who do we like?
I like the road team. I like the Eagles.
Okay.
We're going to go with the Pats. Can't pick the Eagles.
Going with the Pats. All right. We'll also roll with the home team. All right. The Kansas City Chiefs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know they just signed Vita Vea to an extension or a new deal this week. Who do we like in this one, guys?
Chiefs?
Yeah, I like the Chiefs.
Kansas
City.
I'll take the Buccaneers at home. Is it last season at Arrowhead or is it next year the last season?
No, I think it's.
Is it further down?
2031 or something like that?
Okay, that's more than that.
It's in the works, but you have to get a new stadium. But, yeah, they're moving to Kansas.
All right, battle of new coaches, LaFleur versus Cowboys' new head coach, Schottenheimer. Brandon, you like your Cowboys, or are you taking the Cardinals in this one?
Of course I'm going with the Cowboys.
There you go. The Cowboys are going to do what they always do. They're going to win in the preseason. So
yeah,
and not when it counts. So I'm taking the Cowboys.
That hurt, Big C. That hurt.
Oh,
I can hear you moan back.
I can hear the groan.
All right, last one. Packers against the Broncos. I'm going to take the Pack in this one.
Give me the Broncos in.
Yeah, I'll go with the Broncos too.
Next week, for the first time, we will actually be able to pick real games. College football week 0 begins. Then starting next year, Tommy, we'll get to pick games way earlier because they're doing the as we addressed earlier this week. Week 0 becomes the new college football week 1 starting next year.
Yep. So everything will shift up a week. So we got some news on Arkansas's schedule for next season and the date for the opening game as well. All right, that's our Fence Man Friday picks. We're live at Hardee's on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Brandon's here. I bet your guys are loving this weather this morning.
I bet they are
compared to what they've been through. What are you doing for your guys? I'm sure it's you're doing a lot of keeping pallets of water around and Gatorade and starting early. How y'all handling the heat?
Yeah, you let them start early, get off a little bit earlier too, and most people are pretty okay with it. So.
Yeah, it has not been easy. I know y'all are working on a lot of residential projects right now. You got room for more as the schedule opens up. You're about a month out on getting a residential fence.
We're less than that right now. We can get to you in less than a month.
So y'all are moving fast through the work that's in the pipeline. Custom gates. That's how my relationship with the Fence Man began. I needed some gates.
Yeah.
And it's just went from there, and it's been a great partnership. You guys do gates of all types, and it's really important you got someone that knows what they're doing with the gates, because if not, they're going to sag.
That's right.
They're not going to have the right apparatus for them to roll open and shut. They're going to swing the wrong way. There's just so many things. I mean, the most important part of a fence is the gates.
Yeah, it's the most touched thing on a fence. It's through in, through out, there. You know what I mean? So it's very important that you set it right and you build it the right way. So.
We put some around our backyard. We got a pool, and y'all put if I'm not there, someone's in, they can just punch a code, and I can let them in. So y'all got all kinds of controlled access as well. Right now, call the Fence Man. Call this guy right here, Brandon, 782-3936, 479-782-3936. Get 10% off your job up to $500
yes, sir.
When you mention the Fence Man on the Morning Rush.
Yes, sir.
So get that discount right now. All right, man. Enjoyed this. I feel like I'm robbing you from being out in that great weather right now.
Just robbing.
No, it's great. It's fine. I'll be in the office in and out. So.
All right. So call Brandon. He'll be there in about 30 minutes.
Yes.
782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
You mentioned the weather. When I looked outside this morning, I heard the rain. I heard the thunder. You seen the scene in Holes? Did you ever watch Holes with your kids? You remember at the end of the movie when it finally rains?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like this morning. And that was an onslaught of rain.
We need it.
This was a little speck of it, but at least it's better than none at all, as you said.
Yeah. Right. It's like this cloud cover right now is keeping that heat off of us. So.
No, it is nice. All right, well, Tommy,
have a good weekend.
You too, guys.
Tommy mentioned the schedule. We'll get into that coming up. Going to hear Darius Acuff, some thoughts he had on John Calipari at Arkansas soccer team, how they fared, plus the Hogs Illustrated Sports Club, part of their schedule's out. We'll get into all that. We're live at Hardee's this morning. $1.49 sausage till 1 a.m.
Text the morning at 877-377-6963.
Where my coach at?
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas collegiate collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with the free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
I got one question for you. What are those?
It's cute. I wish I could get it, but...
Hey, how much you pay for that taco?
Hey, yo, you know this, boy. He's got his free taco.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Football is back, and whether you've been betting for years or you're just looking to put a little action on the games, MyBookie is where I'm playing this year. Find a play you like and take a shot. You can find the action you want and bet it wherever you are when the game kicks off. And if you're new to the club, the Bet Back bonus gives you protection on your first play. Sign up with my promo code HOGS. Opt into the Bet Back bonus and take your first shot with a safety net. If your first wager loses, you'll get it right back. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Must opt in to use the Bet Back bonus.
Benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Dan McFadden goes 73 yards. And Ballot has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Well, Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
They are
KNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
What am I, Coach? Go, Coach Cal. Best guard coach ever created.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know where this was, where Darius was filmed. You heard that going into break, but he's just talking to either one of his teammates or one of his buddies about Cal. He knows he's mic'd up, so he probably said that intentionally. But either way, it's always good pub. Guy that could win Rookie of the Year. Sure would be nice to see that happen in Sacramento this year, which Arkansas could end up playing in the NCAA tournament, by the way.
I had a hard time hearing it there. Tell me exactly what he said again.
He just said Coach Cal the GOAT when it comes to coaching guards.
Okay.
He said it a lot cooler than I did.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying. But listen, Coach Cal makes you cooler. If you're associated with him, he makes you appear cooler. So, I mean, he is the GOAT, I guess. Now, I don't know about coaching guards and all that, but I wouldn't argue with what Darius Acuff knows.
Well, anytime you can get – like, it's one thing I always say when it comes to players, you obviously want different coaches to say positive things, whether it's the assistant coaches or other coaches in the sport about your coach, which Mark Few did earlier this week. But when you have players speaking on your behalf and be like, I'm glad I went to Arkansas, I'm glad I paid for Cal, like you just had Darius there, it definitely helps your cause. Jordan Smith, one of the reasons he came to Fayetteville, number one guard in this class, because he saw what Darius did this past season. So hopefully, and other guys, hopefully that continues. You mentioned before we went to break, by the way, we're at Hardee's this morning, $1.49 sausage biscuits for about another hour and a half at all Fort Smith and Sallisaw locations. Football team next season is going to open their schedule August 28th. This is from Whole Hog Sports. Good research by them. You're going to play your non-cons first. You're going to play Gardner-Webb. Then you're going to play Tulsa. And then you're going to play Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State and Tulsa might be flipped, but that's your schedule. And then you're at home this next season, Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Kentucky. You got 5 SEC road games for the first time ever. You'll go to Norman for the first time in a while, or ever. LSU, Florida, Missouri, and Mississippi State. Don't know those dates yet, but that'll be the setup next year.
So you're going to play 12 games in 14 weeks starting next year. Double buys. I love that part. I love it as a fan. I love it as someone that works in the industry of covering college football. I think teams are going to be healthier in stretches if they get their buys set up right. Hopefully Arkansas doesn't, hurt themselves by having September buys at some point. They can work all that out with the league. But, all that as I think the direction we need to move forward in. Does make those early games a little more difficult, and also start your camp a little earlier. It's going to end up shifting some things like SEC Media Days. It may need to shift up a week, because camps are going to start a little bit earlier.
Good point.
You'll have camps starting, I would guess, towards the end of July now.
Yep, it's going to be moved up. Everything is. All right, keeping your hog update going real quick. Last thing, Ryan Silverfield, Kevin Trainer are going to be at the Hogs Illustrated Sports Club. Hunter Yurachek's going to be there as well.
Yeah, we asked this question.
That was a good question by you.
A few weeks ago, would he still attend that? Now, it's just up the road from campus. Doesn't require flying. Doesn't require half a day of your time. But I think what it is also a signal that the issue is professionally personal, if you will. There's some hurt feelings, however you want to frame it, between Hunter Yurachek and David Basil and the organization that's the Little Rock Touchdown Club. So clearly for everyone, well, the board or the chancellor told him not to speak. He can't do speak. Well, that's garbage. Doesn't want
to go to the Little Rock Touchdown Club. He just doesn't want to go to the
Little Rock Touchdown Club for whatever reason.
Which I don't think is going to help him. But that's just.
Well, is he going to say anything different there than he would in Fayetteville or this one?
I just think it looks bad that you're appeasing the Northwest Arkansas one and you're not for Little Rock. Just my opinion. It's not a fact. It's just an opinion.
I don't care about that part of it. I just think, hey, criticism, professional and personally, is part of the job, and you can't get your feelings hurt. You just got to go stand in there and stand on the coals and take the heat. You just take the heat.
Yeah.
All right, that's your Hog Update. It's brought to you by the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. They're pure Arkansas. They live here. They work here. They know the court system in Arkansas, and they can help you with so much more than out-of-state lawyers who advertise in Arkansas but aren't actually in Arkansas. Brad Hendricks has offices statewide for personal injury law, car wrecks, and big truck wrecks. They also help Arkansans with bankruptcy, medical malpractice, and Social Security claims. And they bring tradition, reputation, and results. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm, 501-910-1010.
501-910-1010 for the Brad Hendricks Law Firm.
You know, and I invited this person to come by and see us, but unfortunately, and this is just him, he's working. Larry Ratt's with us now. Larry, I know you're on your way to Northwest Arkansas. You're always coming and going, man, always on the road. Well, in your own vehicle, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know what you drive. I know it's either from Rath Auto Resources or Rath Mitsubishi. I know you take it by the Mighty Key Car Care Center to make sure you don't have issues when it comes to traveling from either Fort Smith to Springdale or just when you're on the road fishing somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's kind of funny you brought that up. I just noticed I'm due for an oil change, so I'm going to have to take care of that pretty quick. And, yeah, the guys in the back, they just take care of it like they would for anybody. Folks, that Meineke Car Care Center, both of them, the one in Springdale, the one in Fort Smith, if you're looking for a place to really take care of you and your car, they know what they're doing. They do a great job. They can do all your factory maintenance as well. We do everything. You know, shops have become so specialized. You know, one of them just does tires, one of them just does brakes, and, you know, they're very specialized. We still kind of take care of everything because we got so many customers that count on us. So if you're looking for total car care and you'd like to go to one place, not have to go all over town to get everything done on your car, come to Meineke Car Care Center in Fort Smith or the one in Springdale and let those guys take care of you. They do a terrific job. You know, it's also how we get our used cars ready. You know, we gather these used cars up, road-ready certified cars. We find them all over the region. The right cars, they're hard to find. We look at thousands to find a few that are just right for our customers. We bring those cars in, we recondition them in our Meineke Car Care Center to make sure that they're going to be just right for you and your family. And then we cover them with a comprehensive warranty. I mean, you can't buy a better used car, and I don't know any way to take all the pain out of it other than just to make sure you're getting a great car with some great coverage on it. And with RAS painless pricing, you never pay too much. You literally can't pay too much for a car at our place. And right now it's so exciting because we've got state sales tax paid when you trade. That's our best promotion. People kind of wait on it and they like it. It saves you a lot of money. That money could go towards your down payment, could lower your payments. You could use it for something else totally unrelated, but it keeps that money in your pocket. With back to school coming on and so many things for people to spend money on, what a great time to come in, get that car you've been needing. Let us take care of your state sales tax when you trade on a road-ready certified car. If you're looking for new, the Mitsubishi lineup, we're so excited about that, and it just keeps getting better. What a value brand. The best covered cars in the country. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 5-year, 60,000 miles of full coverage, 2 years of free maintenance. It just goes on and on. Best covered cars you can get, and they're a value brand. You come in and look at our car, you'll get more car for less money every time when you compare to the competitive vehicles out there. It's just a great time to save on new Mitsubishi. Rates as low as 0% for 72 months. Get you a brand new car for I think it's $9 down and $3.99 a month. I mean, we are fighting the affordability issues. So, folks, if you're looking for transportation or you're looking for to take care of the car that you have, please think of us, Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
All right, Larry, have a good rest of your day. The Morning Rush continues next.
New pepper jack sauce, and that kind of looks might go to your head. And for just $3, how could it not? But even as you're enjoying a tender premium steak in cheesy opulence, try not to ask the waiter for a steak knife. Experience the Lutz Value Menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less.
I'm Tim Shepard. I'm running for Washington County Judge. People come to Washington County for a reason, to raise a family, build a future, and enjoy the beauty of a place we call home. No matter how long you've lived here, we all want the same things: safe communities, responsible growth, and leaders who get things done. I'm Tim Shepard, and I'll work every day to keep Washington County the best place to live, work, raise a family, and call home. I'd appreciate your vote November 3rd.
Paid for by the committee to elect Tim Shepard, Washington County Judge.
I'm Wendy Howerton, and I'm running for Circuit Judge here in Washington-Madison County. I've been practicing here for 20 years, representing people just like you in everyday matters.
It's going to be justice for all. Everyone there is going to have a voice, and all those people who don't have a voice, they're going to have one in my courts. And I'm going to apply the law evenly, impartially, like it should be.
I'm here to protect all your constitutional rights because they've never been more important than they are now.
Paid for by the Howerton campaign.
Lumber One, go where the pros go, where service still matters.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
The Arkansas Department of Transportation reminds you there is zero tolerance for handheld devices in highway construction zones, which are hands-free by law. And always slow down when you see orange barrels. Help us keep road workers and drivers safe. We all want to get home at the end of the day. Just remember, slow down, phone down. It only takes a second to change your life or someone else's. This message from the Arkansas Department of Transportation, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
For 250 years, America has been about freedom. The freedom to explore, to roam, and discover what's next. At Crabtree RV Center, that spirit goes back to 1950. Today, that spirit lives on with a team that puts customers first, no pressure, just honest help and real value. And right now, you'll find incredible pricing on new and pre-owned RVs, making freedom more affordable than ever. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 75 years.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
Exactly. Buc-ee's opened in Benton this week. Will you drive out of your way when going down I-30 to go to Buc-ee's?
No.
Will you battle it? Is that something that's important to you? That's the Morning Rush Daily Question. Is getting by Arkansas's one and only Buc-ee's something that's in your plans between now and the end of the year?
No, I'm going to Dallas in December. I'll stop there. I'm trying to think of another.
Dolly Parton.
In Melissa, Texas?
Trying to get her own
Melissa
gas station to kind of compete with Buc-ee's, apparently.
You got Buc-ee's, you got Wally's.
Dolly Parton.
Trying to think if there's another a big one. The Dolly Parton one, the Big C's talking about. No, I've been there a couple times.
I do have a decent brisket sandwich, but you got to catch them at the right. Generally, that's the one I've stopped at. I've also stopped at the one in Gulf Shores. I'm like you. I've been to enough of them. I don't need to go out of my way to one. But if I've got to get off and get gas at an exit or get off the I'm going to tell you, get off I-30 and you go down get on that exit, you're taking your life in your own hands in Saline County. I mean, so you may not be able to get back on the interstate certain times of the day there. So, I don't know. I don't think Buc-ee's is like, I'm not going out. I'm not driving 2 hours just to go to Buc-ee's.
Let's see. B said that's a no for me, dog. Random guy in Fayetteville says there's one in Springfield, Missouri. People are all over, but you can actually get there now. I'll be in Springfield next week, so maybe I'll stop at that one.
What's your favorite thing there? I don't know why I'm giving Buc-ee's a commercial here, but
burritos probably.
See, I've had their brisket. It's good. Every time we go through there and stop, it's like $60 and nonsense we get. But,
$60.
And I'm about to the point I don't buy anything anymore. But
My kids think that, there's some kind of minimum spend they got to have in there. But my wife likes those beaver nuggets or whatever. But, yeah, I'll get by. Would you want one in Northwest Arkansas? Would you want a Buc-ee's on I-49 somewhere? So I think they ought to be, if they're going to build one, they ought to go ahead and get the land and build one like near the radio station in Barling. That's where they ought to do something around there. Is that too close to have one in Benton and one in Alma, Barling, somewhere in that area?
Well, I mean, it used to. I know we always joke about like the Sonic at Alma. Like you would have a lot of people that would go out of their way to stop at a certain spot. So, the Melissa thing, for whatever reason, always times out where I need gas to or from.
I always forget that exit there because you got to exit like half a mile
you gotta wrap around.
at the one at Melissa. And by the time I realize I want to get off the exit and go to Buc-ee's, well, I've missed the exit. And then there's I just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's kind of tricky. I hadn't done it enough times there to figure that one out in Texas.
All right, that is your Car Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question. Will you stop in at the new and
Will you go out of your way
to
stop in at the new Buc-ee's? Arkansas's only Buc-ee's.
Yeah. Car Pass Social, #1 place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas. A place that you can play over 1,000 different golf courses. Christian Olson, Nate Garahan, two great guys. Two of my buddies from college and two Rogers boys that built this facility over. It's crazy that they have put all this time and effort into it. It's over 2 years in. Again, cartpasssocial.com. It is always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. Corporate events, summer memberships you could do through September. All of it is at Cart Pass Social. We mentioned the schedule. We'll come back to the schedule a little bit. We might ask Connor O'Gara about that coming up in just a bit. We got our SEC update in this next hour that I want to get into as well. But particularly within the fall camp, I know that you heard about the offense yesterday, maybe or 2 days ago, not having the best. Apparently, the offense got the better of the defense in the scrimmages. This is what I believe Jaden Platt was talking about, just going back and forth with the defense. Arkansas tied it.
I feel like it's a great sign to see us go back and forth all the time because you don't want a weak defense and a strong offense. That's not going to win you games, and vice versa. So, I mean, us going back and forth each and every day, I mean, I feel like that's a good sign.
Actually, excuse me, that was Meat. That was Matt Adcock talking about this because initially it felt like the defense was getting better than the offense. And then this last scrimmage, the offense apparently got better than the defense. They got another one this weekend. What are you smiling at?
Well, I mean, we act surprised that that's the way it happens. I mean, that's always the way it goes, right? One of them always has the day. It's almost like it's scripted. Which side of the ball won the day?
They intentionally.
It's almost like they called the plays in such a way for that to happen. Or they put the personnel on the field in such a way for that to happen. So, let's not act surprised that's the narrative coming out of a scrimmage. So.
All right, let's go somewhere else then. Off today, no scrimmages tomorrow.
Yep.
We were joking about the water bottles and stuff and whatnot yesterday. Yeah, I think it's.
I bet that felt good, actually.
Oh,
squirting water on it. I wonder if that was a reward more than a drill. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're out there in that heat, and I know they're practicing a little earlier right now than what they've been, but still, it's hot. You're sweating. Someone squirting water at you. Probably does that sound like a bad idea to you if you're working outside? That's like a reward.
That would be happy for me. I did. I'll
take another.
They put out some videos of the Oklahoma drills. What is the drill that you remember from any level of football?
Bloody Alley.
The most.
Bloody
like
Alley.
That thing in Greater where they have the gate or whatever.
When I was in, I had a coach named Charlie Mann. And in boys club football when I first played, and that was the big drill every day, and it was essentially same thing you're talking about there. You had left or right, you go with the ball, and it was a one-on-one match, and you had to run the football through there, and they called it bloody. He called it Bloody Alley. So that's the one. And every football practice features a drill similar to that, but trying to stop inside run, but. That name always stuck with me, even from boys' club days.
I hated gassers. Those were the drills that were horrible in conditioning.
Hash mark back, midfield
bleachers,
back, hash mark back.
Bear crawls.
Bear crawls are terrible.
Death crawls are worse. When you
death crawl? What are death crawls?
You got to carry someone.
Oh.
This was like you couldn't do this in middle school, but like in high school,
Yeah.
it's the drill in Facing the Giants
Yeah,
where that
Facing
Brock
the
kid's
Giants.
carrying,
Yep.
where he's carrying it. And that
Yep.
death crawls were the worst.
I think burpees are the worst, though.
Or you're on your toes and then you hit the ground and then come back up.
Yeah, those are terrible.
Those are bad. I just like the idea, like you were talking, and you said death alley, is that what you said? Or
bloody alley.
Bloody alley, excuse me.
Bloody alley.
Just the idea of mano-a-mano. Oftentimes it's a running back against
But you had
a
to
linebacker.
beat your man and make the tackle.
Yeah.
I mean that was you had to shed your opponent, and then figure out if the ball was coming in your lane.
So that's more of
or get to the other lane and make the stop.
That's invincible. That's Mark Wahlberg. I was thinking of the part in Greater where they were just Burlsworth and whoever else were just going back and forth and basically offensive line drills. But that's like the scene in Invincible where, like you said, sheds the block and then still makes the
got to make the stop.
Still makes the tackle.
It's not enough to beat your man. You got to make the tackle on top of that. So it's good tackle teaching drill, I suppose. But that's where you get tough. Drills like that are. And I remember there was a kid, and he turned out to be a great ball player in high school, played college, but was just a man of a man. His name was Tony Fisher, and I'm 5th grade, but this guy's like twice the size of me.
He looked like a high schooler when he was in 5th grade.
Tony was a great guy. I hadn't seen him in years. Played at Northside, but his eyes when he got down in that stance, and he was a running back. But he was just because he was the biggest kid on the field. But his eyes looked like silver dollars, and I was scared bleepless across from him. And you weren't going to make a tackle.
You telling me he didn't light you up, or he didn't light him up?
I remember he took it easy on me, but he could and still dominate me. He was just so much bigger than every kid. But I remember you put your hand down there, and you didn't want to act scared, but you were
scared.
You were about to pee down one leg.
Russell and Boonville.
He was a good player.
Coach would yell, "Hit it!" when he was mad at us, and we would take off full pads and whatever, and have to bear crawl down and back 220 yards. Oh, that sucks. That's so bad. Hog Wild says Tony Fisher was a dude. Evidently, he remembers him from back in the day. Bloody alley is where boys become men, and then where most people experience their first concussion.
Yep.
Or you hide in the back
and what
of
would
the
happen?
line.
You would have to take, because there was no quarterback. They would they blow the whistle, and someone would line up as the running back. It wasn't just the block. You had to be tough as nails to be the running back in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were running there like a sledgehammer. And it just depended on what you were doing. If you were, I wasn't very good, so I was on the scout team a lot. I'd have to run the ball in there. Well, that was worse than being one of the guys. That was the worst part. But you know what it did? It made you respect your teammates and what they went through.
Yeah.
And that way, when you were playing on the line or whatever, you gave it your all because you knew how hard they were getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you were just happy there was no linebackers in that drill that could really tee off on you. Holy moly.
Mason and Connor, does anyone know what he's texting in here, the Lewis Automotive Group hotline? Anyone know what bull in the ring is? I can't say I've heard that one before.
Yeah, I think that's the one where you're out in the middle and someone's one at a time they come at you, but you know which angle it's coming from. So you got 360 degrees of attack angles on you. You got to turn around and pick up that block, and you've only got about 3 or 4 steps to pick them up.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's not a lot of fun either.
So I heard
if you're in the middle, it's no fun. If you're the guy delivering the hit, it's kind of fun. But when it's your turn, it's no good.
Yeah, they were talking about Sutton Smith earlier this week being good at blitz protection. That would be a good way to, like when you don't know where it's coming.
That's
and then you turn around and you're just getting clocked.
Yeah. I mean,
my gosh.
And that's what that drill's there for. So.
Let's see. Nate texting in. He said in the early 90s in Springdale, they called it Bloody Pit. It was hell. He was a running back to that he was talking about.
I need to ask Dylan if they do anything like that now. I don't know. We may have moved into a point society. They don't even allow stuff like that anymore.
Allow conditioning. Jeff in Cameron, Oklahoma, and Greenwood, when he was in school, they had Airedales, which is bear crawl 5 yards and back the whole way down the field until you went to the 100, and then 100 yards back. That counted as one Airedale. Oh, my God. No wonder they hate Alma.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Oh,
they start playing again this year. They're going to be in the same league or same conference now.
That is, okay, and we were joking about Alex Golish playing Dixieland Delight during Auburn scrimmages. That is a way when you associate a mascot or music with something on the football field that is so hated and detested.
Now,
that is the way that Ryan Silverfield, when they do conditioning, they should be blaring The Eyes of Texas or blaring Neck. That I would highly encourage him to do so. That way the football team associates any pain or any crap that they have to go through this offseason with those two stupid songs that we might have to end here at the end of November.
Well, at least you get LSU at home. So if they play it, it'll be a very small band that will be doing
hopefully
that.
Up top.
All right, come by and see us at Hardee's. We're going to give away a Bubba Wallace autographed picture. Come in, spin the wheel. Let's give this away in the next hour. We need someone to come in and win this photo. If you're a NASCAR fan, you're a racing fan, we got a special photo for you to win here at Hardee's. He drives the Hardee's car. So, I mean, it makes sense we give that away. Hey, speaking of NASCAR, football, basketball, baseball, it's all there with the Bet Saracen app. Major League Baseball specials for the weekend. Braves and the Brewers are playing. The Cardinals play the Phillies. Find it all there, plus a great slate of NFL preseason games that are on the board as well that you can check out. It's the Bet Saracen app, Arkansas's only local sports betting app.
All right, hour number 2 coming up. We'll talk with our buddy Connor O'Gara, some college football stuff next.
It's peak grilling season, and nothing hits the flame quite like beef. From hearty steaks to crowd-pleasing burgers, the rich flavor and perfect sizzle make every cookout worth gathering for. So fire up the grill, bring on the heat, and serve the taste that defines summer. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. Courtesy of Beef, it's what'sfordinner.com.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
At United Federal Credit Union, our checking accounts meet you where you are. Free checking gives you everything you need with no strings attached. Safe Spend lets you set debit card limits for the whole family. And Ultra Checking rewards higher balances. Plus, our digital banking and mobile app let you manage it all in one place. Visit unitedfcu.com/checking to get started. United Federal Credit Union. We get you. Insured by NCUA. Membership subject to eligibility. Free checking with e-documents. A $2.50 fee applies for each paper statement if you are not enrolled in e-documents.
This is the Morning Rush.
At Hardee's, we don't love bragging about the size of our original bag, but we do love bringing you the juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, crispy ham-breaded chicken tender wrap, or spicy chicken sandwich. All full-size choices, all faves. Plus, get fries and a drink, and all starting at just $5.99. When it comes to value, bigger is better. The original bag starting at just $5.99, only at Hardee's. Price may vary. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. Tax not included. Not valid with any other offer, discount, or combo.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our road-ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to road-ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, there is a chance of some widely scattered showers across the south early, otherwise increasing sunshine. A high today, low 90s north, upper 90s south. Overnight lows will drop down into the low 70s overnight, and then a chance of some showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for wine, specialty beers, and liquor, located at 12100 Highway 71 South in Fort Smith.
Cuts right into the end zone, touchdown Arkansas. The ball's out, it's on the ground. The Razorbacks say they have it, and indeed they do. There's your turnover, Quinn Grovey, to the 20, cuts outside of the 10, 5, touchdown Arkansas. Arkansas wins. Arkansas wins the game. Somebody's waking up the beast.
Listen all season long here on your home for Arkansas football.
On ESPN 99.5 and hitthatline.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 15 days.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light.
Can't drink all day unless you start early.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with an ice-cold Bud Light.
Do I smell biscuits baking?
Would you like to see them?
You bake these up fresh every morning?
Fresh every morning.
Homemade biscuits. Sure does beat what I've been having.
What would you like? Country ham, sausage, chopped beef steak?
Give me a steak now and wrap me up with sausage.
Okay, 2 hot breakfast biscuits. Juice and coffee. Anything else?
One thing. Marry me?
Hardee's, the best eating in town, up and down all around.
One but 2 quarter-pound beef patties. 3 slices of melted cheese. 8 strips of crispy bacon. They say the world is getting smaller, but what's really happened is that the burger is introducing the Monster Burger, only from Hardee's.
Live from the Bud Light Studios, produced by Christian Johnston
with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
This is the Morning Rush.
And welcome into hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. We're live at Hardee's, 1820 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith this morning. Got another hour of $1.49 sausage biscuits. Getting ready for tomorrow. We got the high school competition and then the annual football trip of a lifetime. 41 people tried out, 31 qualified. We'll have 20-something here tomorrow to see who's going to Las Vegas to see the Chiefs and the Raiders.
Yeah, you can get those $1.49 sausage biscuits for another hour or so here this morning. Enjoy that. They do breakfast till noon at Hardee. So if you're a late starter here on a Friday, you can still get your favorite breakfast items till noon at Hardee's in Fort Smith and in Sallisaw. You know, there's no place like home, and for the home team, that's Sterling Bank. They live here. work here. They cheer for the same from the same stands as we do. Right here in Northwest Arkansas and now in Central Arkansas as well. From home plate to your front door, Sterling Bank steps up to the plate with personal service, local decisions, and a commitment that lasts longer than a season. They're not just bankers. They're your neighbors, your friends. They're part of a family that helps local families, small businesses, and neighborhoods grow and thrive. So whether you're buying your first home, growing a small business, or planning for what's next, Sterling Bank is here to help you around all the goals that you've got in place. See Sterling Bank, Fayetteville, Rogers, Bentonville, and Little Rock. Online at stirbank.bank. Sterling Bank, proud to be a part of your community. Season after season, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, let's bring in buddy Connor O'Gara, host of the OG Kickoff on Next Round Live. He's riding all over the place. I've read some things of him on text ads as well as others. Connor, good to have you on this morning, bud. It's a little weird territory for the Southeastern Conference, not just where they are in the AP poll. I know there's a lot of teams ranked, but man, you just think about what's happened with the Big Ten winning the last 3 national championships. What is your thoughts on where the conference was and where it is heading into 2026 overall?
Yeah, it's definitely different than the conversations we're usually having, where we usually feel like there are a couple of teams from the SEC that have a real path to a national championship. And I think seeing the AP poll come out, which make of that what you will, but I do think it's significant that in the entire AP poll, you didn't have a single first-place vote to an SEC team. First time that happened since 2015 when Ohio State was the unanimous preseason number 1 in the AP poll, which never happens. And so we're also talking about a conference that had 7 of the top 13 teams and 9 teams in the top 25. So the notion that the SEC is all of a sudden just non-competitive and an unserious league and that the Big Ten is just running laps around it is probably a bit premature, but we care about national championships. Like, the national championships are the things that get remembered, they're the things that get talked about, and they shape perception of an entire conference, fair or not. And so I do think that the SEC is fighting this weird uphill battle that feels really unfamiliar because the conference is still very competitive. You still feel like there is a lot of depth, but yeah, when the national championship question continues to loom, it feels like there is a definite sense of urgency within the conference right now.
But is there a sense that we're truly behind as a league? And I say I'm talking about from the SEC. When you talk to coaches, you hear Greg Sankey at media days. Yeah, you haven't won the last 3 national championships, but does this league truly believe it's now in second place?
No, probably it doesn't believe it is, but I think it's, I've compared this to like the 2010s Big Ten. The 2010s Big Ten used to always make the case that they actually had more depth than the SEC. And I would always push back by saying, well, you're not winning national championships, so you can't really sit here and prove that. Like, nobody cares if your 6th best team could beat the SEC's 6th best team. Like, people forget about that stuff. We don't really consider that year over year. And in reality, the SEC has had struggles on the playoff stage. That's what all of this comes down to. It's not just the fact that Nick Saban retired. It's the fact that, Georgia has gone now 3 consecutive seasons without winning a playoff game. Texas, a team that, people have said, oh, this is the year for Texas. And, they've gotten to a semifinal, but they've not played in a national championship game yet. And Ole Miss, a team that came out of nowhere last year with that playoff run post-Lane Kiffin, I think if they had gotten to the national championship, maybe that changes the conversation. They're 20 seconds away from doing that. They couldn't ultimately get that done. So I think the problem that's still facing the SEC right now is that you have a lot of teams in a given week that could look like they're the best team in the conference. The Big Ten is still more top-heavy, and the Big Ten has the ultimate trump card by saying we've won the last 3 national championships, and we've done so in a way that is reminiscent of the SEC during its glory years. And until that changes, the Big Ten is always going to be able to play that card and get the last laugh.
We're talking with Connor O'Gara this morning, host of OG Kickoff on Next Round Live. Connor, you talk about the Big Ten. It seems like the Big Ten and the SEC, well, Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey will always agree they're going to be attached at the hip in their future endeavors just because of how much money and they bring to the table and how much viewership. Do you assume, based on some of the conversations, that we are headed for those 2 conferences seceding from the NCAA, or is that just more of a chip that they're playing at the poker table?
I think it's a chip they're playing at the poker table. College football needs to be a national sport. The interest has grown as a result of the SEC and really Southern schools in general, if you want to include like Florida State and Clemson in this, in that they're not winning national championships anymore. This needs to be a national sport in order for us to be able to see some of those media, very lofty media contracts upheld. In order for that interest to truly be national, I think you need everybody. I think you need the conferences like the Big 12 and the ACC to exist. And we'll see what it looks like when that grant of rights goes up with the ACC, and what it looks like at the end of the decade when that fee drops to $75 million. And I know that the recent Protect College Sports Act has impacted that and their ability, those teams, to get out of the conference. But, I don't think that they want to play that card. I really don't. I think they can sit here and talk about how much power they have because they dictate what the future of the college football playoff is. But, I think they would prefer to have all of those other teams involved. I don't necessarily think that a Super League in the way that it's been talked about makes the most sense, in part because I don't even think fan bases would be willing to accept that, of like, hey, actually going 8-4 in a Super League would be awesome, and that would be incredible. I think even just that philosophical change alone would be too drastic for the college football mind to comprehend. So I don't think they want to get to that point. I understand why everything suggests that it could be. In all reality, they're kind of playing on their own level anyway, the way that it's been set up the last few years. So I don't think that we'll get to that place where the Big Ten and SEC ultimately, they ultimately succeed and kind of do their own thing.
Yeah, there's more questions than answers, but then what do you do about basketball? What happens to March Madness? I mean, you could just list all these questions, and I don't think either of the Big Ten or the SEC is good enough in the other sports, if you will. You can make a case in baseball that the SEC is by itself, but together they're not. To have to just break completely away, to do its own thing in all sports. And, we talk about breaking away in football, but what about everything else? Is the NCAA going to say, well, that's okay, take football and we'll just let you, cherry pick what you want to be a part of?
Yeah, the Notre Dame philosophy of being a conference in this sport but not this sport. Yeah, that would be weird, and it would feel really disjointed if that were the case. But it is a reminder, football dictates everything. I mean, there are so few college sports that net a profit in general, and obviously football does it in ways that no other sport comes anywhere close to. Now, basketball still makes money, and depending on what school you're at, it can make a good amount of money. But football is the ultimate revenue driver, and you've seen that in ways that I think the TV contract era has reflected it more drastically than some realized even before then. So, I hope we don't get to that place because that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. But, this is a time in which the rev share era has dictated all of these decisions, and all of these schools talk about wanting to have enough money to be able to finance this, that, and the other. And if you don't have football, you don't have a chance.
I'm a proponent of let's just have a fourth division in football. Let's just add a division for the haves in that top 48 or 60 teams or wherever you want to draw the line. SEC, maybe a handful of the ACC, the Big Ten schools, and then you move on with, and that league has it, or that division has its own rules, its own way of funding. And that way, Sun Belt teams and Conference USA teams and teams without the money in the budget can operate on a plane that's more competitive for them. Because let's be honest, Memphis or any other Conference USA school, we can go through them, UAB, UC, they just don't have the money. They'll never be able to compete consistently with any of these schools because of the funding gap.
Yes, and that's not changing, right? I mean, we acknowledge that right now.
Not.
That's the world that we live in.
So let's just put the haves in their own bucket, Connor, and let them go at it. I know, but let's set it up. Let's structurally set it up with the NCAA.
Yeah, I think a group of five championship would actually be a lot of fun, as opposed to like watching the group of five champ essentially sign up for a beatdown against Oregon or something like that. I think that there is real. I think there's real incentive to do something like that and to structure it in a way where it doesn't quite feel like FCS, but that's the level that they're already competing at. And I think that kind of an overlooked number that also reflects that. If you looked at the underclassmen who declared for the NFL draft this past year, there was only one from a group of five school. It was a Boise State lineman, I believe, because everybody else just gets poached. Like your best players get poached. Old Dominion last year had this great surprise, like double-digit win season. And guess what? Their quarterback, Colton Joseph, he goes to Wisconsin because Wisconsin can offer him money, and he's gone. Like, this is just the way of the world. And if you have one of these elite players at the group of 5 level who's an underclassman, like, you're going to lose them. And they compete in a totally different way. I think the fact that the AP poll came out for the preseason, not a single group of 5 team was in there. Boise State was the only one in the top 30 if you look at the others receiving votes category. Like, this is a sign of the times. They're competing for their own sort of bragging rights already. But, yeah, you could probably put some real official parameters around that.
Yeah, and you have plenty of group of 5s that will play Power 4s in non-conference. How do you think that's also going to be affected in the future with the bigger conferences continuing, like the SEC moving to 9 games? I know it's already been shrunk down on the basketball side of things, Connor, but how is scheduling also going to be affected outside of just players in the future?
Oh, I hate the direction this is going with all these cancellations of home and homes, and everybody is just saying, well, the selection committee just defaults to the record, so therefore it's dumb to play a premier non-conference game. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. Because it can help you too. Like, you know, that was the difference for Miami beating Notre Dame last year. You know, like that got Miami into the college football playoff. That was the thing. Like, no other metric favored Miami except the fact that they had Notre Dame, albeit with the ACC agreement, in non-conference play, and they've won that game. Like, it could be the difference for a team like BYU this year. Like, BYU might host its first ever top 10 game when Notre Dame comes to Provo. And if BYU wins that game, but if they lose, you know, in the Big 12 championship, like that could be the thing that gets them to the playoffs. So I don't know. I think people look at that as too much like glass half empty. The Texas situation, the way that unfolded last year with them being 9-3, being like, oh, if we had just played UTEP instead of Ohio State, we would have gotten in. Yeah, but like it still does provide upside. So I hate the direction that we're going in. I thought that when the playoff expanded, perhaps naively I thought this, that we would see these teams actually be willing to play more of these power conference games, knowing that the margin for error was greater and you could incentivize season ticket packages even more. It would be better for the TV package. And instead, we've gone the other way because everybody just thinks that the selection committee just defaults to record, even though I think there's a little bit more evidence that pushes back against that.
To go off that, you mentioned the selection committee. We've seen them favor teams that have made it to the conference championship games. Miami, even though they go last year, was not in the ACC one. There's an idea out there that in the addition with the expansion in the playoff that you're going to eliminate the conference championship games and have money that goes towards the additional games and have those venues that host those additional playoff games. It's kind of like a play-in game. Do you still see value in conference championship games in college football, or would they just be better off to add on to the college football playoff?
I do, and I'm not saying that Georgia fans should feel giddy to win the SEC once again, but think about if any other team in the SEC won a conference championship this year, and think about the conversations that we would have about them and what it would mean to their fan bases. Because, look, the playoff, the way that it's set up, if you get the wrong matchup on a wrong day, like, you could lose. Like, you're facing one of probably the 10 best teams in college football, and, you know, if you're on campus somewhere or you're on a neutral site, like, you can lose. It's just reality. And I do think that if we're going to try and tell the college football purists, oh, this sport is still great, I think conference championships still have value. Think about what it would mean if Steve Sarkisian won an SEC championship this year. And yes, a lot of people, myself included, think that this is a defining year for whether or not you're ever going to win a title with Sark. But, like, that would be a real tangible thing that you could look back on and say, like, we accomplished something. Ole Miss has never been to an SEC championship. Same thing with Texas A&M. If those two schools got to play in an SEC championship and won that, a title that's just been passed back and forth by Alabama and Georgia, you mean to tell me that just wouldn't mean anything? Like, guys, think about if Arkansas just came out of nowhere and all of a sudden, like, they're playing in an SEC championship, not maybe this year, but, like, next year. They're like, oh my God, like, look at what Ryan Silverfield has been able to do in that quick of a period of time. I do think it matters more than what probably the results have dictated. And the results have told us, well, it's just going to be Georgia or Alabama. But, like, even Kalen DeBoer, if he won an SEC title this year after Bama had its worst preseason ranking in the AP poll since 2008, you don't think that would matter for him as he's trying to show that he belongs in the SEC? There is still value. I realize financially speaking, they might have more incentive to do other things moving forward, but let's not lose sight of what it means to actually be the best team in your league.
Connor, who's the third best team in the SEC? I think a lot of people think that, Texas and Georgia are the teams that are going to meet in the championship game. We'll see if that's right. Who's the third best team in this league?
I think Oklahoma has a really good case. I do. I have Oklahoma finishing third in the SEC this year, but missing out on the college football playoff because I have them losing to Michigan in that game up in Ann Arbor. This is Brent Venables' best team that he's had. I'm not sure if you guys have talked about the extension that he got that was announced yesterday to make him one of the 10 highest paid coaches in the sport. But this is a really good team that got better really everywhere. I mean, they lost R. Mason Thomas, their best pass rusher, but they're loaded on that defense. And Brent Venables is the best defensive mind in the sport right now. And so if John Mateer can stay healthy, which is a huge if, and I don't know that all of a sudden with him, with this jacked up physique, all of a sudden guarantees that he stays healthy. But if he stays healthy, Oklahoma's got a real chance to look like the best team in the country in a given week. I have them beating the likes of Georgia and Texas this year and still somehow missing out on the college football playoff because I think a team like Mississippi State could catch them off guard in a given week. So, yeah, I mean, I think Oklahoma, the schedule, if it were a lot more favorable, if all of a sudden you found out Oklahoma has Notre Dame's schedule, I think we'd be having real championship conversations about Oklahoma. But instead, this is a gauntlet that they are facing, and if they get to the playoff, and if all of a sudden they're 10-2 or 11-1, I think Brent Venables being SEC Coach of the Year or even National Coach of the Year, depending on the teams that they beat, I think that's all very realistic for this team.
What's the Lane Train do this year? What's LSU's year like?
9-3, but eventful because everything's going to be eventful. I mean, they could have probably the most ho-hum 9-3 season, beat the teams that they're supposed to beat, lose to the teams that they're supposed to lose to, and it would still be really eventful. I think they lose that game at Ole Miss September 19th. Not sure if you guys have heard that they're going to be playing football. Seems to be just a little bit of interest in that one. But I think that it's a year in which their floor is maybe lower than what people are acknowledging. I don't know that they're going to be as good in the trenches as some have forecasted. I think some might have pointed to the Jordan Seaton addition coming over from Colorado, a very important addition at left tackle for them, and said, oh, well, they'll be fine in the trenches. I still think I need to see them run the football consistently for me to feel good about that. And I do think the Sam Levitt thing is a total wild card. The Liz Frank injury that he's coming off of that sidelined him for all of spring camp is a big deal. And his mobility is a huge part of his game. He is not a finished product at the quarterback position. And I think that he has some of those grenade-type games. Remember what Matt Corral did against Arkansas in 2020? That was year
beautiful.
One Lane Kiffin quarterback, right? A game that Arkansas fans, Grant Morgan remembers very fondly. What was it, the one-arm bandit game that he had? Where he's picking off Matt Corral left and right. We could see some of that in Sam Levitt this year. And so I just think that lowers the floor of this LSU team. I think they ultimately miss out on the college football playoff at 9-3.
That was Corral threw either 5 or 6 picks that game. Might have been 6. And Grant, like you said, had one arm and had one of them, which was awesome. All right, so you mentioned Arkansas doesn't play Ole Miss this season. They do play the Tennessee Volunteers. You've got Arkansas winning at home. I pointed to that game as the most important game on Arkansas' schedule. You win that game, you're potentially 3-3 heading to the final 6 games of the season. Why do you give the Razorbacks, Connor, a chance as we close you out here to beat the Vols in early October?
The Clint Sterner fumble happened, and then since then Arkansas has kind of been the better team against Tennessee head-to-head. Isn't that weird to think? They have a winning record against them, and you remember the game 2 years ago where Tennessee, en route to the college football playoff, lost at Arkansas, and there's just this feeling I have with this Tennessee team where they are going to be a little bit more unstable than what we're used to in the Josh Heupel era. And I think part of that is the quarterback position, but part of it too is that this is a new look defense with Jim Knowles that has a lot of questions. And I think they can be had in a given week. And I think that some of the early season storylines with this Tennessee team can be what are they really going to hang their hat on? And I don't know that they're going to have that truly figured out by the time that Arkansas game rolls around. So I expect it to be a hostile atmosphere. I think Arkansas wins one of those SEC games this year in which you feel all right, you can at least see the path moving forward. Maybe it's a game in which Sutton Smith, has a couple of those big breakaway touchdown runs. And I'm not saying it quite feels like what 2021 Texas felt like when Arkansas ran all over that very early Steve Sarkisian team that couldn't stop the run. But I think there are some of those moments in which Arkansas just feels like, wow, we have things rolling. This is a little glimpse into what we think the future can look like. And I think they catch Tennessee by surprise.
All right, we'll leave it there. Connor O'Gara, co-host of the OG Kickoff on the next round. Connor, appreciate your insight as always, buddy. And I know you're probably going to react to just happened with the temporary restraining order with the NCAA. Apparently, it's now been reversed in the midst of us talking right now. So I'll let you. You'll probably got something to write to that. So I'll let you get to it.
Gentlemen, I appreciate it. Snip, snap, the old Michael Scott vasectomy. That's the NCAA in this day and age.
Yeah, just keeps going back. See you, buddy.
All right, we'll get to that breaking news. Connor O'Gara and all of our guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We're brought to you by Riley Farm Dental. Do you have sleep apnea? Riley Farm Dental, now known as Valley Family Dental Practice. If you're tired of dealing with a CPAP every night, you're tired of the sleep apnea, you're tired of the snoring, your wife's elbowing you to roll over, to quit making all that noise every night, tired of cleaning your CPAP, all the frustrations that go along with it, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Valley Family Dental Practice can help you with that with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. So call for your appointment, 479-226-3500, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental Practice, Riley Farms in Fort Smith, and in Roland, Oklahoma. So the NCAA, straighten everybody out here. The NCAA has reversed course, or the courts have reversed course. The courts have reversed course on the ruling that they were going to allow a fifth year for 2022. What's going on here?
Players who were previously granted a fifth year in the 5-for-5 case no longer have that fifth season of eligibility. He reports expect this to trigger another round of lawsuits.
I would think so. I mean, now
he clarifies players who were granted temporary restraining orders and injunctions and other lawsuits are not impacted.
Well, you can't go back at this point. These kids are on campus. These kids have changed professional plans. They've left jobs.
Yeah.
Has anyone actually left an NFL camp? I don't know that.
Yeah, there's been several. That's what we've been talking about this week.
So, if you've left an NFL camp, I mean, now you've caused irreparable harm to these kids.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, can I come back to the Buccaneers? Like that Pyburn kid who had, I think, 2 sacks in a preseason game the other day. He went back to LSU. Now I guess he's going back to Tampa. Because they're in these preseason games right now.
Well, good luck on making the team now.
Yeah. Well, son, you weren't committed. Well, I'm still committed to my college.
Committed to myself.
And now JT asked the question.
I'm a product of our modern society. I was committed to myself.
Yeah, JT asking the question. So now is Caleb Wooden ineligible? I need some clarification on that, JT, because I don't want to tell that one way or another. In addition, the Williams kid from Dartmouth.
This is bizarre.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you. It's like,
I don't agree with it to begin with, but at this point you can't reverse it.
Yeah.
And who was wanting? Was it the NCAA wanting it reversed? I mean,
they didn't. Yeah, they didn't.
I mean, who fought to get this injunction?
I'm guessing the NCAA because
I don't know enough about it yet.
They appealed it. NCAA appealed it. This is hard to follow, and I don't want to get too legalese for our audience, but these guys got the fifth year. And then now the NCAA got the appeal, and now it's reversed, and now there's going to be more lawsuits and more court. Again, this is why I got a C in business law. Like this is
that's not one.
I don't really want to rehash my class with Bill Greenhawt. I got into sports radio so I could avoid anything court related, and yet we have to. I feel like
that's the most intriguing part sometimes.
Well, not really. The intriguing part is the ball games and the pageantry and fall Saturdays.
Not in the world we live in anymore, because there's more uncertainty, I think, in the things that happen off the field than on the field. We can halfway predict what's going to happen on the field. I don't think we have any idea what's going to happen. In the court, the courtrooms have way too much influence on what's happening on the field.
That's fair. All right, we got to take a break. We're here at Hardee's. 1 sec.
Yeah, come by. You can get $1.49 sausage biscuits. Also, we're going to give away a Bubba Wallace autographed picture here this morning as well. Come by and you can get that. Hey, the last holiday of the summer is coming up, so what's your plans for Labor Day? Pool party, backyard barbecues, maybe a trip to the lake. The Labor Day weekend has become a traditional time for family and friends to get together, but sadly it's also become one of the deadliest times in Arkansas, with drunk drivers endangering themselves and others. It's illegal to drive with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or higher. If you do, the consequences are severe, from losing your license, going to jail, court costs, attorney's fees. It all piles up, plus you got to get an ignition interlock as well, and you get to pay for that too just to start your car. Sounds like a real blast, right? Not really. So enjoy the holiday weekend that's coming up, but think before you drink, drive sober, or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Arkansas State Police. The SEC update, live from Hardee's, is next on the Morning Rush.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas collegiate collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
I got one question for you. What are those?
It's cute. I wish I could get it, but...
Hey, how much you pay for that taco?
Hey, yo, you know this, boy. He's got his free taco.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Football is back, and whether you've been betting for years or you're just looking to put a little action on the games, MyBookie is where I'm playing this year. Find a play you like and take a shot. You can find the action you want and bet it wherever you are when the game kicks off. And if you're new to the club, the Bet Back bonus gives you protection on your first play. Sign up with my promo code HOGS. Opt into the Bet Back bonus and take your first shot with a safety net. If your first wager loses, you'll get it right back. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Must opt in to use the Bet Back bonus.
Baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about to be tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
So at the tail end of the interview, we're chatting with our buddy Connor O'Gara. He mentioned Brent Venables' contract extension. 6-year contract, $10.5 a year. It's going to add 2 years to Venables' current deal. It's going to go through 2031. Venables led Oklahoma to the college football playoff for the first time since 2025, and their first since 2019. I said they led it this last season. There is a thought that, hey, Mateer's injury, offense wasn't the same after that. He's going to be better. The defense is going to be near the same because Venable has the thing. And Oklahoma could be a very, very incredible team in the SEC this season. Luckily, Arkansas doesn't have to go to Norman until next year. Glad you don't have to do that this year.
No, and I do look forward to playing those guys. I wish we play them on the regular.
Three.
They're a better program, all that. I'm not going to argue that they're in a better place than Arkansas, but I just think for where I live, for the life I've lived with growing up with Oklahoma fans, with the banner and the back and forth, if you live on the western side of the state, I'd like to see those two programs play each other more.
Yep, you'll play them again next season on the road at Norman. Other SEC games, this is kind of in the story of Whole Hog Sports, talking about Arkansas playing Gardner-Webb. Your 3 first games next season are non-conference, starting in August with them moving up the schedule into week 0. And then you'll play the likes of Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Kentucky at home. You'll go on the road to Baton Rouge, Norman, Gainesville, Columbia, Missouri, and Starkville, Mississippi this next year. You mentioned Norman, not just knowing and working with people, but also just the proximity. 3 hours away, closest SEC campus easily in the Southeastern Conference, and it'll be fun to play these guys in football.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see when the dates come out. We don't have dates yet, and see, when your bye dates are, how the conference has the games in order, all those kind of things. That right now we know the opponents, but we don't know exactly when and where on a lot of these, or at least the win on these things.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, just don't know where, or excuse me, just don't win. Do know where, luckily.
Yeah, so. Because those things matter. How you play, and having 2 or 3 juggernauts in a row, and where your buys are going to fall now with 2 buys consistently. All those are big deals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, that's the SEC update this morning. It's brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300 for APAC. They've got top-quality aggregates like rock, sand, gravel, and, of course, ready-mix concrete, asphalt. Their asphalt plants are staying hooked up, in some cases 24/7 right now, with APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
All right, so do have some breaking news, and it's not the good kind of breaking news. Big C, I know you just saw this out of my friends texting about this as well. This is an update from 10:08 a.m. this morning. There was a bomb threat on the University of Arkansas Fort Smith campus. The threat has not been deemed critical, but UFIS treats all threats as credible. All classes are canceled for the day. So the campus was evacuated at 9:23 this morning. Police are scanning the area, and students are asked to shelter in place until further notice. So just want to get the word out this morning about what's going on at UFIS, not too far from us here at Hardee's this morning.
Well, that's nice. We're too early in the year for people to be. I know the heat's getting to people, but come on, man. We don't need bomb threats, so let's stop that noise. So, yeah, somebody hey, at least if you're going to get a day off school, at least hopefully you found out before you got there today.
Yeah,
that's
so
for sure.
just want to make sure everyone's safe when it comes to if you have a niece or nephew or son or daughter or anyone else that's on that campus, just make sure that they know that that happened this morning and is ongoing. Not as serious of an issue, but kind of scheduling news. We're talking about scheduling for next year. We did get this official release from Mike Haywood and the Arkansas communication staff. The Razorbacks will play for the first time ever. We knew this was going to happen. We just didn't know when. They're going to play Virginia on November the 8th, which is a Sunday in Washington, D.C. Tip-off is at 1 o'clock Eastern, New Central, on ESPN. Public sale for tickets is going to go on sale not next Friday, but the following Friday. So you've got that connection. Apparently Jordan Smith is a D.C. native, so he'll be, I know, happy to go back home. But you played the Cavaliers before. The latest time that you played them is in 1998. It's the last time you played these guys. You played them also in the NCAA tournament as well, on the way to the national championship in 1995, funny enough. But yeah, going to District of Columbia to take on the Cavs this upcoming November.
Well, we knew it was going to happen. We just didn't have the details till now. So yeah, this is interesting. It makes for a very busy November. You know, you got that game. We mentioned the one in Phoenix. New York City's going to be one that a lot of people go to. I like the Washington D.C. Game for Northwest Arkansas fans in particular. There's multiple nonstop flights a day out of XNA, so getting there is easy. You can make a long weekend of it. You can say what you want about D.C. and the politics and all that. I'm with you on most of that stuff, but it's a really cool place to go and visit and see all the sights. So this would be another reason to go visit that time of the year.
What a schedule for the Razorbacks in non-conference. I've got a buddy that just moved to Scottsdale, and he is thrilled. He bought his tickets. They were not cheap, but he's going to that Arizona game on December 19th. You got Michigan State. You've got the Tar Heels and what's the last? Indiana, New York, where you're going to be at. So this is a loaded non-conference schedule as it was last season. And I guess they went, 2-3. They beat Louisville, and then they beat who else they beat this last year? I'm blanking on it. But they went 2-3 against the kind of the marquee games. You'd love to
Houston up there and
got housed by Houston. You lost to Duke.
Texas Tech was another one.
Texas Tech, that's who they beat in Dallas. Thank you. So you'd love to see this team go 3-2 or 4-1 against some of these marquee opponents. But Alyssa's listening right now. She's texting in. I'll volunteer to go and cover the game in D.C. She's going home. She can stay with her dad. Alyssa, I think you can do that. I think that'll be easy. I don't know how many Arkansas media members will be making their way out there, but you mentioned the quick flight, the one-way. I say one-way, nonstop. That would not be a bad situation.
Well, let me get my phone open here because I don't.
Auburn.
Auburn's that weekend.
Yeah, Auburn's that
weekend. I knew we played Missouri. Halloween Day. I didn't know. I couldn't remember.
It's Auburn, South Carolina, Texas,
so
and LSU.
Road game, so you could, if you're not going to Auburn, you could go there and not really miss much here for the weekend.
Big C. That's also Big C's dad's getting married that weekend, so that's a big weekend.
Huge weekend.
Big weekend.
Again, shouldn't be doing them.
We're going to watch the game all at his house.
Well, weddings in the middle of football
moved
season.
Moved it up to a Friday.
You know how I feel about these
moved
things.
It up to a Friday.
Well, good man.
It's also Alyssa's birthday today, right? Is that what you're texting, Big C?
Yes.
Happy birthday.
It is Alyssa's
Happy birthday, Alyssa. Happy birthday.
Hey, we're brought to you by Nick and Ellie Glidewell. These are great folks, nickandellie.com. If you've got a home that you would consider a luxury home that you'd like to purchase or one that you'd like to sell, Nick and Ellie are the people you need to talk to. And I'll tell you why. When it comes to negotiating the finer points of a deal and getting it actually to the closing table, there's none better than Nick and Ellie Glidewell at getting that done. I've personally experienced it. They helped us sell a larger piece of acreage with what I would deem as a luxury, unique home right on the property. And they just took care of every detail. The problems that normally you face in these transactions, they deal with them head on before you ever have to deal with that. So that's the thing I liked about it with Nick and Ellie is You're never going to have to deal with something. They take care of all those small things, and generally they don't get to you. That's what you want is a real estate agent you can trust and knows how to get the value out of your property. Go to nickandellie.com. That's nickandellie.com, or call Nick and Ellie at 479-739-6333. 739-6333 for Nick and Ellie Glidewell, your real estate agent.
So how many Monster Burgers are going to get taken down by the winner tomorrow?
I would say we're in the 4 range.
Okay.
Maybe they're into
you think
their
someone
fifth.
gets there?
4 complete and on their 5th.
Because usually when we did the thick burger, it was 4, but the Monster's been more 3-something. You think something gets in 4?
We got a bigger crowd this year.
That is true.
More competition.
Yeah.
I'm going up 1.
Okay.
I'm taking the over.
Okay.
Taking the over.
Considering you got the tickets, and it was great last year with the Cowboys and Raiders, and now you've got an even bigger rivalry game. And, I mean, Cowboys and Raiders, not necessarily a rivalry, but this one definitely is. And I think there's more excitement for non-Raiders fans about Las Vegas because of Mendoza teaming up with Genty. And we played a few Mike Washington clips the last few weeks because Mike's having a really good preseason thus far and seems like he could factor in. He's not like going to get the bulk of the carries or anything because Genty's going to get those. But that's going to be a pretty good 1-2 punch, it looks like, for Las Vegas. And, man, I don't even know who their coach is. Who is their coach? Do you know Las Vegas's coach? I can't. Big C, do you know who their coach is?
It's not John Gruden.
Yeah, it's not Gruden anymore. I can't even think of just off the top of my head. But either way,
Craig.
that would.
Or no, that's
Thank you.
That's not it. I don't know what.
Okay.
That
is that a random AI search?
That was the Las Vegas, the hockey.
The
team.
Knights, the
Yes.
Golden Knights. That is. Someone asked me earlier this week, or someone told me earlier this week that they think that Las Vegas is going to eventually come to America's team because people will always go to Vegas and like going to Vegas.
Kubiak?
Clint Kubiak. Okay. I'm guessing either brother or son of Gary Kubiak, just off the top of my head.
I don't know how you didn't know that off the top of your head. So
Clint Kubiak.
Yeah.
You got too many brothers and relatives. You got the LaFleurs. There's too many brothers and relatives in the code. They got Harbaughs. There's just too many in the NFL to keep track. I wonder how many brothers there actually are now. It's at least 4.
Yeah. I'm
missing him. I'm trying to think who else. That's at least a couple of them that are coaching the football league. Football families, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, Gaston's White River Resort ready to help you. We're talking about all these fall plans, November plans. Now you kind of got some detail on some basketball games and more. Hey, you can plan your weekend that you want to do this fall at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202. Go to gastons.com. Look at the menu for the weekend at Gaston's because they're always planning something special. Prime rib on Saturday night. They have fresh seafood each and every weekend that's flown in. I think you're going to like the meal at Gaston's. So even if you're not staying at Gaston's, but you're going to be in that part of the state or you live nearby, head over. It's a great road trip, great view of the river, great time to spend some time at Gaston's. And they're there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So make your reservations for dinner this weekend at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time, every time.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
You know, he loves being a Razorback. That's the biggest thing, man. He loves being a Razorback.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $6,000 off and 1.9% financing for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months on new 2026 GMC Sierras. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Get the rebate and low financing on an all-new GMC Sierra. There's one last 2025 GMC Hummer SUT. Save $15,000 off. Hurry before it's gone. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Championship caliber teams like the Razorbacks rely on proven performers. So do smart businesses. That's why Datamax proudly partners with Kyocera Office Technology, recognized by Keypoint Intelligence for delivering the industry's most consistent color performance. Kyocera is built for reliability, security, and results you can count on. Combined with the local service and support you've trusted for years, it's a winning combination for your business. Datamax, relevant technology, raving results.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Winning football teams have a playbook. Winning businesses? They've got Robert Half. Because when your star player's out or the workload blitzes, you need the right move fast. That's where Robert Half's specialized recruiters, together with their award-winning AI technology, step in, matching companies with skilled contract talent across finance, tech, legal, and more. It's depth on your bench. It's keeping the drive alive. Visit roberthalf.com/talent. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
All right, final segment here on the Morning Rush, live at Hardee's. I got about 10 more minutes if you want to stop by the Fort Smith or Sallisaw locations for $1.49 sausage biscuits. Big contest, and I say contest tomorrow because we have the high school competition. Hackett's going to be in for what's Hackett's mascot's name?
The Hornets.
The Hornets. They'll be
Hornets
for the first time in addition to the other schools that have participated. So we got a big day tomorrow here at Hardee's. In addition, it's been a big day today as well.
Yep, looking forward to it, and going to be, like you said, come on out, have a big time with the crew from Hardee's, and they'll have some specials tomorrow. I know after 4 p.m. every day at Hardee's, when you dine in, you get endless fries. So if you're one of these guys that you can put some French fries away, you can get endless fries when you dine in at Hardee's after 4 o'clock. So come check that out at Hardee's. The Monster Burgers will be going. They'll have the chicken strips, and they got this new hot honey chicken sandwich that I've been staring at on their menu board from our broadcast position here.
I had it yesterday, or Tuesday. It's very good.
I may have to have that for my lunch tomorrow. So that looks very, very appetizing.
There you go. As we close out here, it's National Men's Grooming Day. How often do you get a haircut?
3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
The lady that cuts my hair is actually directly across the street from where we're at.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So
I'm considering throwing a loop and getting my haircut before football season, my once-a-year haircut, because my hair, I think, is growing faster than it ever has, which is a good thing at 31. But I'm considering, because I feel like it's shaggier and longer than it usually is at this point in August. Still debating on that. Might grow it out till November like I usually do, but I'm at least debating on that.
Well, maybe you just get a trim.
No, it either goes all off or it's kind of like drinking with me. I'm going to get really drunk or I'm not going to drink at all. I'm kind of the same way with haircuts. It's either coming all off or I'm.
Well, we got the right song here for you then,
Yeah.
leading us out. If that's the case, old Merle, I think I'll just stay here and drink.
Yeah.
So,
man.
Well, big decisions. You're just a man that has to make a lot of decisions.
A lot of decisions. Got to decide how I can entertain Zach for the afternoon show. Stepping in and trying to fill Derek Ruskin's big shoes. That's going to be tough. Got to make sure that everything's right for Alyssa and Matt and Colton at Chevy and Fayetteville coming up next. So we're
busy today.
We are busy.
All 3 shows are on the road today.
Yes, we got a lot of live shows coming up this next week as well. People want to have us out during football season. It's or near football season. People are excited about it. Again, 2 weeks from tomorrow, the Razorbacks will get going, and then a week from tomorrow, the first college football game of week 0 as well. So it's going to be here before we know it. It is crazy how quick it's gone by, and then about 3 weeks out, a little less, we'll have the first National Football League game, which is, I guess, a rematch to the Super Bowl with the Seahawks hosting the Pats.
Yeah, and it's here. I mean, like you just said, 15 days today, 2 weeks from tomorrow. I think we always think football's way off, and then it gets down like this, and oh crap, we're just 2 Saturdays
Almost
away.
here. Almost here. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Appreciate Dwayne and his team and all the workers here at Hardee's for a great job this morning. Bud Light Morning Rush podcast, we had a conversation with our buddy Connor O'Gara talking SEC and college football. That will be in that as well. And again, the contest tomorrow, 1:45 the high schools. The annual football trip of lifetime is going to be a little after 2 o'clock, that contest. So for Tommy Kraft and our guy Christian Johnston, I'm Ty Richardson. Again, coming up next, halftime, Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, Colton Little. They are live at Chevy of Fayetteville. We'll be back on Monday at 9 a.m. Everybody, have a great weekend.